I do believe we should be alive and you can hear me nice and loud and clearly. And please goodness this one works. And I need to get the 35 more minutes for lift off now. No video or sound. Should be working. Right. Apologies. Now, those of you which have just been and joined, which one is this? Is X1. Right. I'm just getting the live chat working now. Right. Can you hear me? Oh, brilliant. You can hear me loud and clear. Right. Firstly, apologies. I am just finding out what works. And in this instance, we found out what doesn't work, which was the previous setup I had was not working. So for myself, I genuinely mean apologies for that. Maybe I should have tested before. So hopefully you can see some video of me. The audio should be pretty good. And also, we should have a second little web camera as well going on, just in case you want to have a close-up of me screwing up something in real time. So, yeah. And Wayne, thank you very much, sir. And apologies. Like I said, I can't apologise enough. I've got the iPad there so I can see your comments going on in the background. Right, what you didn't see. So I'm just going to rewind for those of you which have just joined and missed out on the epic fun which we had a few minutes ago. In short, I bought this model, which was a Decathlon Scout. Now, the little POS is down here, and there she is. That's the POS. Now, this goes down on record as being the first model I have ever received, built, and landed in one day. Yes, an unscheduled landing it. It's a dirty little model. It will tip stall on you like crazy. I've never seen anything like it. If those of you which have flown Warbirds before, you know what a tip stall looks like. And this one goes up. You put a slight bit of aileron in it, and whoa, straight round into the ground. Now, those of you which have owned one of these, Lauren, I believe that you've been and owned one. You can testify to how much it likes to be in at least two pieces, because this whole nose section falls over. So I was sat here on the sofa thinking to myself, well, the model was dire, but I kept the box, and I was like sat there looking at the box thinking, I wonder if the box could fly better than the model. And literally, how many models have you had turn up and you've had whacking great big boxes and then you've been and chucked them in the bin? I think we could start a whole new side to modelling, which is that can you make a better model out of the box which you've been and received? So that's what I'm going to be doing live today. Now, the thing to note is that I won't get any servos in, and I won't be doing push rods, and I won't be putting a motor on it. But my goal for this live episode is to make it look like a model airplane. Okay, get it to the point where it could actually fly-ish. Okay, so the bar here is really low, not only in my personal expectations for today, but also the bar which the model which this box contained is also pretty low as well, because literally you can take it off, it looks all good, you bank left, whoa, tip stall straight in the ground. Don't stand a chance with it. So the bar has been set exceptionally low. Now, when I say that I'll be using the box, I am actually going to use the box and the packaging as well at the same time. And yeah, so with that said, now what you didn't see in the previous version of this episode is that I'd already got the big craft knife out, and it's just basically a bigger version of that one, isn't it? With a little bit more brute force. Now, today I am going to be building a model or a type of model which I've never owned, and this is that I was literally just out looking at the box, thinking I could build one of those out of this box. So without further ado, I'm going to carry on where I left off. So as you can see, I've got my precision tools here to persuade it into submission. and we will craft a fantastically designed model out of this. Now, if anybody can tell me what this model is going to be, and what type of model it's going to be, do you want to have a guess in the chat right now? Now, obviously, if you're watching the recorded version, you can still join in. Pop a comment underneath this video. If you've got any idea what I'm going to build out of this, let me know. And a mud plane doesn't count. What type of plane? And a foam plane doesn't count either. So, brilliant. Yeah, let me know in the chat, and I am keeping an eye on there. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, sound is a bit pants. I can't do it. I'm just rolling with whatever I've got right now is the simple answer. So I am trying to go a little bit careful to rate this out. So we'll call it a bye, Wayne. Wayne, you're on the ball this morning. Yes, I am going to have a go at making a bi-wing model. Because if you look at it like that, does that not look like a top and bottom wing? And I've got some, whatchamacallits here, some barbecue skewers. So to see which parts are coming out and which bits are not. It's looking good so far. Just got an issue in this corner. And apologies, I'm not chatting. There we go. We're in. Brilliant. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to be making a bi-wing. Top and bottom wing. How classy is that going to be? Double the chance of failure. Now, obviously, I do need to spend some time, a lot of time and effort and energy just tidying up the inner side edge. Now, I remember I had that second web camera here, so I'm just going to put this one around like that. I hope that's all right. It is a bit dodgy there. Stick a bit of tape on it to hold it still, so you can see my screw ups in real time. Now I am a little bit worried, and I'll be honest with you, that I don't think I'm going to be able to carve any like cord in it, if that makes sense. That there isn't going to be. I'll have to trim up this front edge, but I might have to do something crude on the back. So I am a little bit fearful for the flying characteristics of this one. And as you can see, that I'm spending lots of time just cleaning it up and paying close attention to detail with this one. And I'm just trying keeping an eye on the chat as well. Yes, Turbo Tyler, it is turning into a bit of a mess. Right. Right, now, obviously, I think I need to... Which way we're going to do up? I don't think it really matters, does it? Let's grab a Sharpie. I'm just going to call this side top. There we go. And I'm not going to write POS on it, and because it might actually fly really, really well. Now, one thing which I do need to do is I probably need to just carefully trim in a bit of an edge on there. And I'll show you on the other camera in a moment. Now, I also need to do the same. This isn't working really well. And this is where those of you from the UK know about Blue Pizza, and I really wish that I had another box and I could go, oh, look at this one I made earlier. Wouldn't that be great? But unfortunately, that is not the case. And I don't know how well I'm going to... Oh. Again, I am going careful not to go and chop my hands off at the same time. There we go. Now, let me just tidy up my desk a moment. There we go, that's tidied. So that's going to be our wings. Now, I am worried about a bit of that action, so I do have some barbecue skewers, which I will take a lot of time, effort and energy just sticking those in, and we'll also need a little bit of hot glue, which is this is where we find out whether the hot glue melts the foam or not, which I can confirm it definitely does. And because I knew I was going to be doing this today, I bought a load of glue sticks yesterday. Oh, and this little glue gun, absolutely fantastic. I paid £4.05 for it off Banggood, and it's been one of the best little tools I've ever had. It gets used for everything, and that's really stiffened it up. I'm actually quite surprised. I didn't think this was going to work that well. Actually, I stand corrected. I don't know how well you can see on the other camera, but that seems to be working all right, and I will make sure that it looks her best, like so, and I probably need to do the same on the bottom as well. Now, I am just going to tidy that up and stuff that in there as well, like so. Where do we want to stuff it? About there. Matt's had a few pints. I'd love to say that I've had a few pints. I genuinely would. I don't drink though. I'm just looking, by the way, those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, is I don't drink. I gave up drinking about 4 years ago. Instead, I drink coffee instead. And it wasn't on purpose or anything. I just, because I started two business ones. I already had one business, and then we started a second one. And before I knew it, I just couldn't face the hangovers, so I gave up. So no special reasons or anything like that. I just genuinely could not cope with the hangovers anymore. So that's about right. So I gave up. And frankly honest, I feel a lot better for it as well. But, yeah. I used to drink quite a bit though. And also being Bristolian and in the West Country of the United Kingdom, we also used to drink quite a lot of cider as well. And that's apple juice for those in the United States. Right. There we go. Should we class that as the wings done? Brilliant. I'm just making sure on the other screen over there you can see this all right. So I am pausing for a cuppa. Right, there's the wings sorted. Now, like I said, I will need to make some ailerons to go on here. Now, from the biplanes which I had a quick look at, some of them had like this fancy mechanical, or just a push rod going from like the bottom aileron to the top one. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to make some big ass flaps to go on either side of the fuse. So there is our wings. Like I said, we are going to be making a biplane. So that's what it looks like. Put that carefully to one side. Now we do need to build a fuselage. Now, while I'm there, what I was thinking, because I eyed this up before, is that the length of the fuselage would be about that, wouldn't it? So I was going to go and hack up the box and land it, use that as the fuse. Right, so basically, well, the point which I'm making here is that potentially you could have two models for the price of one. You could have the model which came in the box, and you could have a model which you made out of the box. I thought that'd be pretty cool. So that's what I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing this. So let's trim this up. There we go. I'll chuck that down there. And again, I'll try and keep all the parts, even the ailerons, the elevator, and I'm not going to stick a rudder on it, but I'm going to keep all the parts literally made out of the box. I am struggling here a bit, to be honest. Oh, talking about struggling, has anybody seen Hobby King this morning? They got a new model out. What's it? Vertigo or something like that. It's French for height, I think. I can't remember. I watched the video. Very experienced pilot flying that model. Very experienced. He made it look absolutely fantastic. But on the flip side, that model is, if you add it to your shopping cart, instead of, what's it, £6 shipping, it suddenly turns into 20 quid, which is a bit peculiar, to say the least. I think, is it Tyler who spotted that in the chat this morning? I can't remember. Yeah, Yeah, wrong answer. Oh, I wasn't going to make it into a tube. I was going to make it into thirds, and I was also going to use a bit of this foam in the middle just to bulk it up a bit. Wayne, I've just seen your comment in the chat. I am here looking for a ruler, which I don't appear to have, so you're going to have to apologize. Excuse me, I'm going off the screen. Found a Sharpie. Right. 11 inches. So we just take a guess at this. So if we go for a fuselage, so where's the halfway point in here? So that's 5.5. So we want to measure 5.5 all the way up in here. Like so. 5.5. And then if we go for a fuselage, maybe, should we go for a big fuselage or a small one? I don't know. Tell you what, should we make it, just trying to keep it proportional to the model. And plus I want to get a decent sized battery in it as well. Should we, tell you what, so let's, oh screw it, let's just go for a 4-inch fuselage for about that far. Like so. And I won't be making a kit out of this one, sorry gents, and I won't be publishing any plans for this. I do apologise for that, but as you can imagine, a lot of time would be required to do that, and I'm sure you can just make yours up like I have as we go along. So all I'm doing here is just measuring. You can see me on the other camera. All I'm doing is just quickly measuring up where I need to get some cuts in here, and yeah, that kind of looks right. No, I've definitely not done that square. It's going to look interesting, to say the least. Yeah, that measurement's definitely out. I don't know how well you can see that, but those lines definitely don't look straight. And then, of course, we want to bring this down towards the fuselage somewhere. So maybe we're coming 1.5 inches either way. And we'll go down to... We'll get the fuse out the back. So at least it should look like a model. Whether it flies like a model, I have no idea. I frankly have no idea at all. So I do need to put a cut in here, like so. And has anybody else done anything like this before? Have you done anything like this? Yeah, bang good might copy it, might they, Brad? Right. Oh, I'll have to quickly go off and copyright the design. Just put a crease fold in there, which I obviously didn't cut through that cardboard. I did have a pair of scissors, but apologies, in the whole rush of what's gone on, I've lost them somewhere. There we go. And we'll stick that around that side. And I've got the sharpest of blades left here this morning. It's obviously working really well. I'm just going to use the back of the knife to make a dent in the cardboard. Brilliant, that's looking good already, isn't it? Again, I'm just going to pause for the chat on there. Have you run out of money? Yes, Peter, I've run out of money. I'm going to scratch build some of my own. No, frankly, speaking, Pete, I just thought it'd be a laugh. Mainly because up until now, you've seen me buying models and whatnot, and I'm not really into scratch builds, to be honest. And if I was going to do something scratch buildy-ish, I'd have to frankly take the piss. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a piss. Because I genuinely do feel that this model is going to fly better than the model it contains originally. I genuinely do believe that. I think it is going to do far, far better than the little Scout which I had. I wholeheartedly believe that. I think it really is going to fly an awful lot better. Now, what do we do with that? Do we just... Let's not waste any more time. I think what we're going to do, I'm just going to measure that up on there. Trim out a bit of this foam, like so. Get the right tool for the job. AKA. If it's not working out, just get a bigger one. And, let me just line that up on there, like so. And you can see I'm spending a lot of effort in making it look her best. There we go. Set this the right way round. Wow, inadvertently I've been and cut that to the right height. Brilliant. Right, I need another piece to go on the nose. Oh, I will need a firewall as well. I may cheat and stick a bit of plywood on the nose and see how that turns out. Now, what else have we got here? I do need a bit for the nose area. Brilliant. Actually, I might keep that because it's got a real nice flat edge on that one. And then I'm gonna just quickly trim up that one to make it the same. So talking about scratch builds. Have you built a scratch build model before? Again, let me know in the comments section or in the live chat. And again, if you're watching the recorded version, let me know if you made any scratch builds. Have you made any of the flight test models? I know that I've tried to build a couple of the flight test models, and to be frankly honest, they didn't fly very well, and that was no fault of the model. That was down to my complete inexperience, to be brutally honest. I tried, what was it, the Bloody Baron? Well, a name like that, you had to build it, didn't you? It's brilliant. If you made a flight test Versa, for example, or maybe the Mini Arrow, have you made any of those? Which one's your favourite? Let us know in the chat. And yeah, brilliant. Well, that came out right, didn't it? Matt, look at the knives. Oh, I know they're everywhere, aren't they? Right. So what am I going to do? Can you see how square that is? I spent a lot of time crafting that one out. I'm just checking that's running there. Yeah, that looks good. So it's time for a glue up. So I'm just going to spend all my get some nice amount of hot glue on there, like so. I'm going to stick that one on there. That's going to be our front firewall, and then we'll get our first side up on her as well. Now I do need to hold that for a few moments, but frankly I can't be bothered, so I'm going to go and stick a pin in it. So that'll do it. Clean that up. Oh, that hot glue's nice and toasty. Right, does that fit in there? Fits in there good enough for me. Right. Oh, pants are going to run out of hot glue. How? That thing really does get off. It's just like a cooking show, isn't it? But I don't think in most cooking shows, what's the word I'm looking for? Preparation. They have preparation for their show. Whereas mine was, I went into the kitchen this morning, well, what we can class as the kitchen because we're redecorating it, well, we're completely redoing the kitchen, and found one of the bread knives and been using that. So right, this is looking good so far. Let's get a bit more hot glue down there. As you can tell, I am spending a lot of attention in this, and it's just as easy because I'm not really crafting it. The one thing which I do like about this little doodah, what should we call it? You swap the batteries over. Is it does do really well, and it's got such a small little nib on the end. It works out really well. Now, apologies, that camera. Oh, you can have a look at some pins now. I've got no idea on the batteries, so I am pausing. Oh, better do that, don't I? Could have told me that I should have stuck that on there. Brilliant. I'm just looking at your comments on there. But this, oh, that's crap. FT Versa is brilliant. I built it in Deperon. Let's have a quick look at your chat comments in there. Mini Guinea. Oh wow, twin engine fun. Whoa, you were adventurous. Jeez, I looked at the plans for that. I thought, no way. I'm just not going to do that. Flight test of Sean Grown now. I like flight test, but we're never buying one of their planes. Was the comments on there? Yeah, it was just so expensive to get him here to the United Kingdom. Not enough time for RC hobby. Professional is the word, Matt. Ah, there we go. At flight testers, that is. So I'm just reading your comments which are going on in there. Brilliant. Right. That stuck well. I think I should probably stick a pin or two in there. Let me sort that camera angle out-ish for you. I am going to cheat and reinforce it with a pin on either side. So we'll get that in there. Now onto the tail section. I think that's all right. I think we probably need to trim this down and make it down to a bit of a point, don't we? So we need to start up about here. Then we need to end up about there, don't we? But also we need a flat bit. Now I'm not very good on angles, so I'm just going to say that's probably about flat there, like so, because we need to make a little tail fin on it, don't we? And I'm just going to quickly go. What's that? About 1.5 inches. Yeah, the lipos would be fine, and if they do catch fire, they're going straight out that door. And I'm just going to quickly mark on there. So we do need like a little flat surface for our whatchamacallit to sit onto. Elevator fin. Like so. That's working really well, isn't it? Right. That's kind of right. Yeah, that's looking good. Right, knife. I'll pop that on there. And we're on the home stretch now, because all we are is an elevator fin away. Oh, I've just cut that, but I need to make a box for that to sit in, don't I? Oops. Oh well. And tell you what, while I'm here and I've made the screw up, I might as well continue. And we probably need that to bend over, don't we? So I am gonna, this time around, I'm gonna use the back of the craft knife, like so. And we'll bend that over. Brilliant. So we're looking good so far. Let's do the same on the opposite side. Actually, because I've got the other camera, I don't know how well this is going to work out. So let me just quickly show you on there. So I've just marked that out expertly, spending every bit of about 2 seconds to mark that out. And I'm just using creases, and I'm going to bend that over so that we got some joins on there like that. So you can see it on the main camera. That's all I'm going to do for this section. I am worried about the it's already started to bend, so I will just fill it with foam and lots of hot glue. I think that's probably the wisest idea for that. And we will get a little bit of crease on there, so we do end up with an extra piece of glue surface, which we can use. And then for this tail section, I did make a bit of a screw up, so I am worried about the strength. So I'm sure the guys over at Flight Test would reinforce it with barbecue skewers. So that's exactly what I'm going to go and do. But probably not as gracefully as what they would do, to be brutally honest. Joris says he's got his phone from Grotner. Yeah, German-based company. Brilliant. How does this... I'm just looking on there. I'm just looking at your comments on there. Oh yeah, Anthony, I honestly wouldn't suggest even having a go at building a 3D printed plane, and the reason why I can say that is Stu, one of the guys which I fly with, and I'm sure you've seen the video, and if you haven't seen the video yet, it's over on my YouTube channel. Stu actually built one and 3D printed it off, and unfortunately I can tell you is that while it looked absolutely fantastic, there's just no strength in it at all, and put it this way, and you need to be on your A game, and it better not be a windy day, because it won't survive, in short. So yeah, things are coming on quite nicely. Yeah, happy days. Look at that. So I'm just gonna try not cut my hand off, and I can't believe I haven't cut my hand off yet. I'm frankly surprised. Right, so there's that piece. It's looking good, looking good. We'll fold that over. Right, there's our flat surface which we need down there for the stabilizer at the back. Brilliant. Right, hot glue time. Now, I did say that I probably need to reinforce this rear section. And apologies if you can't really see this. I think you may or may not be able to see this down here. I am just going to use a couple of popsicle sticks, or that's what they call popsicle sticks. No, they're barbecue skewers. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here. Obviously, I'm taking a lot of time and effort and energy to make sure that they're all evenly spaced out, and I haven't just burnt my finger on it. Bloody hell, that stuff gets hot. So we should have a little bit of extra strengthening there, and I'll stick a bit more glue on that one. If in doubt, stick some more glue on it, and then still in doubt, just stick a little bit more on. Brilliant, that'll do the job there. Also, I am worried about this back section being a little bit bendy, so I'm just going to pop in a skewer or three in there as well, just to give this tail section a little bit of extra strength. And I literally raided these from the kitchen this morning. I don't think Granny's going to spot that they've been nicked until at least the summer. So I'll make sure that sticks in there well. Nice big dopes of hot glue. There we go, make sure that sticks in there. Brilliant. Not holding back in the glue, and again, I'm just get that in there as well. We are making really good progress. I am genuinely surprised it is starting to look like a model. I knew that once we got the wings that would be the easiest part, because it was just the way I was looking at the box going, yeah, I think that'll work out really well. So we need to make sure that they stick down well. Right, we are on the home straight now. Brilliant. I think I should probably stick a little bit of foam in this tail section. Oh, camera's just rolled off. Have a seat. Right, I am just going to stick a bit of foam in this back end section. Yeah, my coffee is getting cold. Good point. And stick that in there as well. In fact, I need to pause for a moment because I've just been to put another stick through that thing and it's got cold again. So we need to let that get warm again. Skewers, I've used them instead of carbon fibre before. Let's have a look at your chat now. Coffee's getting cold. Amazing progress. Thank you, Wayne. Frankly, I'm shocked that it actually even looks like a model at the moment. So while that's warming up again, I'm just going to quickly carve that down so we can make like a little rib for that to sit into. Yeah, it fits about there. There we go. I'll stick some glue on there. And I also need to stick a bit of glue on the side of the box up here. Oh, a bit of glue over here as well. Won't go amiss. Right. Just going to turn her over. Stick her in. I think that's working out right. There is foam everywhere. Got to get the vacuum cleaner out in a minute, I think. Right. Let's do this top half. And my hot glue gun's yeah, it's struggling because the amount of hot glue I've tried pumping out of it. Bless it. Oh no, and we're away again. So it seems to be working all right. So brilliant. There we go. Hold that still. If in doubt, I'm going to stick some more hot glue in it. Brilliant. Right. We're almost there. Oh, I can hear it. Apologies, the other web camera's turned over. Tyler, you suggesting I should run this one on 4S? Because frankly, I think it needs every extra bit of help, extra chance, should I say, of flying it needs, because I don't think it's going to last that long at all. So we're on to another glue stick. Right. Then a bit of hot glue. Stick that down. Stick a pin in it. And I've got a funny feeling I'm going to need to go with a big motor to go on the front of this one. Because I don't know if you have worked out that the size of the front firewall on this one is epically huge, to say the least. And I genuinely do mean that. It is epically huge. So, yeah. Right. There we go. Right, we're getting there. Almost looks like a model. So I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing in a minute. I'm going to go and wrap up because we are super close to it actually looking like a model. We've only got the elevator, the stabilizing fin at the back, what some people would stick that funny, what do you call it? Rudder on the back. And there we go. Now, need to make a stabilizer on the back, and actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Move that out of the way a second. Like I said, I'm going to use everything, the main parts of the box as the for the bulk of this build. So. And I should have kept that bit then, so I get the angles right on it, but it's too late, it's over there now. Brilliant, that's obviously too big. It's not going to be wide enough either, is it? Is that going to be, yeah, that'd be big enough, wouldn't it? Is that wide enough? Do you reckon that's going to be wide enough? I think so. I think so. We probably need to trim it just down a touch on the back. Right, there's our elevator fin. I will use 2 pieces for that. And I think we just need a little bit of hot glue in there just to hold it together. It's not gripping particularly well. There we go. There's some weight on that. There's our elevator fin. Right. I do need to make a vertical stabilizer as well. And I'm actually thinking bigger the better. So, about that big to be precise. And let's quickly just get that sorted. And I'm just keeping an eye on the iPad. Like so. That's pretty rigid, that'll do. turning the knife over. Brilliant. That'll do as a vertical stabilizer, and I'll do some on the side for that as well. Now, I do need to work out where the middle of that is, which is, what are we on there, 12. Call it 14, so we'll just call it 7. It'll be about right. 7. There's our middle-ish. Time to get the hot glue gun out again. Make sure that's nice and straight. I think we're just a bit of hot glue away from getting her ready, I think. So what time is it now? All right, it's 6 minutes past 7 here in the United Kingdom. That means that we've probably been chatting for at least 40 minutes. Now, in my head, I think that's probably time for us to call it a day, to be brutally honest. I do need to go on and do some work now. And I'm just making sure that we got enough hot glue on the back here. Now, before I go, we will have a rundown on the progress so far. And my goal was not to spend anything more than an hour on this, because then it makes it achievable for everybody. And you'll be able to take a look at this right now, and you'll see that I will go on and put some tape on there. Obviously, I have some servos to dig in and stuff. And I do need to make sure that stays put. So you've seen me use these pins all over the shop. So stick a pin in either side just to hold it still. But it's time for the mock-up. It's got quite a bit of weight in that tail end. I think I am going to need a fair old motor to go in here. So there we go. She's looking at her best. There we go. Now, I'm not going to glue that on. The glue gun, excuse me, the battery's almost had it. So there we go. I don't think that's bad for whatever long this is taking. What, half an hour? 40 minutes? It's looking good. Now, I probably do need to realistically spend another hour with it. And I am a little bit concerned about this flapping around, but I do feel that it's gonna fly good. Now, as far as setup, I will go on. Look, if you look at the shear, if I put my hand there, that's quite a large blunt nose in there, and I think I will just hot glue on a bit of plywood on the front. Not the modelling stuff. I mean some 18mm, like 1/2 inch plywood on the front, because this towel does feel a little bit heavy. And then we'll just hot glue it on there. Like I said, I will get some ailerons on here too. I do need to sort out this floppiness at the back, and I won't bother with a rudder. I don't think it will help her performance in the sky. And I will make a big ass elevator to go on the back as well. So what are we missing? A bit of hot glue to glue the fuse on, 2 servos, ailerons, and a servo out here for an elevator, which I will keep to use in all the main parts on here. So for the ailerons, I will just use a bit of the cardboard which came with the model. It came with the model, came with the boxes, the model's box. Same for the elevator. I think I need a big one on the back, because big is always better, isn't it? And we'll go and take her out for a fly. Now, those of you which were wondering about the other camera, there we go. There's a nice little close-up shot in there of her. Let me turn that round that way. There's the nose, and you'll see what I mean about the sheer size of that. Now, those of you looking to copy this design, if you so wish, that is approximately 4 inches by 3.5 inch size fuselage. You will be able to fit, those of you looking to go on long distance FPV flights with a biplane as gorgeous as this one, you'll be able to get, I tell you what, I don't know. Should we just sit you down there a second? These are 5,000 packs, and you could potentially go for, well, you could get, I don't know well you can see that on the big camera, you'll get at least 3 of those in there. So you could go for some long distance FPV flying with this kit if you wanted to. I'm sure it will go for about 100 centimeters flying time, and we'll break some real big distance records with this one, I'm sure. Well, like I said, with the Decathlon Scout, which was an absolute POS. The bar has been set very, very low, and I think I'll glue it about there. I'm going to stick a great big motor on the front, and that's the home straight. So if you've joined me this morning, thank you ever so much for joining me. It was just genuinely just a piss take, because that model was just so bad. It was an utter waste of 40 quid. And I didn't want to spend any more, like I said, any more like an hour just to get the parts ready, to make it look like a model. And over the next, well, I won't be, well, I'll spend an extra hour on her tops today. Like I said, it's just a bit hot glue, a few servos and things like that. And then now what I'll do is get her ready for flight, and we'll go out and try to give her a lob and see how she does. Now, I doubt that's going to be today, realistically. Those of you which are in the Facebook group, the second she does go out for a maiden, is that I will keep you updated in the Facebook group. The link to the Facebook group is in the video description for you. Yeah, we'll try and get some flight photographs and some video footage of her flying if she flies. I've got no idea on C of G. So as always, if in any doubt at all, I will definitely make it to the point that it is nose heavy. I think that will be quite easily done with a great big 1000 kV and probably a 15x8 prop for some motor. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to stick on the front. I probably might stick a 15x7 or 15x8 propeller on the front, just to make sure that thrust isn't a concern for this model. And we'll chuck her up and see how she does. Now, even if she flies more than about 10 meters, maybe 20, and then manages more than one turn, this model can be classed as a success, because that will be more than what I've been and done with the Scout, which this box contained here originally. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just reading your comments in here. Bleakest2 says, will this be the first live stream FPV maiden? I don't know. I don't know. It would be funny, as wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I haven't given that any considerations, but yeah, bloody good question. That would be really funny, wouldn't it? So on that note, for myself, Matt, I genuinely do mean this. Thank you for joining me this morning. Those of you which joined in live, apologies for the screw up this morning. It's the first time which I've ever tried anything like this, to do some live over here at the desk. I'm sure, given time, we will probably do something else like this on the desk in the future. So my apologies to those of you who first joined me for that. It is what it is. I'm doing stuff. I'm learning stuff as I go. So I'm sure that you can appreciate that. But honestly, from myself, apologies for the screw up first thing this morning, and I'm glad that we finally got it working in the end. So with that said, if you have enjoyed this complete piss take, do me a favour, hit the thumbs up underneath this video. And remember, you can join the Facebook group to find out the latest status updates. I will be taking photographs of the finished build and sharing them as soon as possible. And of course, I will go out and get some video footage, whether it's live FPV footage on a first long distance flight. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. If you're not already subscribed, down in the video underneath this video, there's a red button next to my name, Matthew Ogborn. Click on that button to subscribe, and then press the bell icon next to it, so that you get notified the second there is a new episode which has been published. I do my best to post a new episode every single day. Normally, we do a live RC coffee chat every single morning, and today's
live event will be a topic tomorrow, I'm sure. And then I'll be able to give you like a live update on where I am with this one as well. So with that said, I'm going to go off. My coffee is absolutely horribly cold now. And I would like to genuinely say thank you for joining me this morning. It has been really, really good fun. I think I genuinely do feel she might actually fly. So I'm going to go and take some photographs, stick it across in the Facebook group. And with that said, for myself, Matt, thank you ever so much for watching today's RC Coffee Chat. It has been quite a journey this morning. And on that note, for myself, Matt, cheerios.